We don't allow people to smoke at schools, so why would we have them breathing high levels of radon gas?
A Call 6 investigation found most Indiana schools don't test for radon, even though it is the #1 cause of lung cancer among non-smokers. We took our findings to state lawmakers who vowed to increase awareness about radon testing in schools. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny joining us now with how that effort is getting traction and what this means for your child.
Following our investigation into radon in the classroom, Senator Eric Bassler filed Senate Bill 632, and today this bill got its first hearing. The legislation is simple. It would require the State Department of Health to distribute information to schools about best practices for radon testing. Currently, the state provides guidance on indoor air quality, but not radon.
I think it's very reasonable to try to kind of get radon on the radar screen, if you will.
Supporters of the bill testified before a Senate committee. You can't see or smell radon, so many people are unaware of the problem.
Last year in Indiana, 75 Hoosiers died in house fires, yet last year 600 Hoosiers died of radon-induced lung cancer.
Dawn Coffey is with a testing company in northern Indiana. She cited Call 6 Investigates' findings when testifying in support of the bill.
96% of our Indiana schools have not tested for radon in the last 10 years.
Children spend up to 8 hours a day in school as their lungs develop. And don't forget the teachers and staff who spend a lot of time in schools. The American Lung Association pointed out Indiana is in a hot zone for radon, meaning it's prevalent. But the only way to know if it's there is to test for it.
We believe that providing schools with some of these regularly updated best practices as outlined in Senate Bill 632, would just help ensure that testing is done properly.
Committee members asked questions and seemed concerned about the lack of testing in schools.
Yes.
The committee approved the bill with a unanimous 8-0 vote.
We're thrilled to see this first step go forward, and hopefully we'll see schools testing and maybe able to, in the long term, add to that. We'd love to see required testing, but this is a great first step.
In our Call 6 investigation, we had to compile our own data because the State Department of Health does not track which schools are testing for radon. Chris Ferguson with Protect Environmental hopes to get that added to the bill.
At least people are willing to listen. And more than anything else, that's what we're really focused on, is starting the conversation.
Senate Bill 632 now moves on to the full Senate floor for consideration. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And Senate Bill 632 would require the State Department of Health revise the best practices manual and then distribute it to schools every 3 years.